Hey gang, welcome back to Pink Tomato Kitchen. Kate Campbell here. Today we are warming up for grilling season and summer, and we're gonna prepare a fire roasted corn caprese. So it's a twist on your classic refreshing caprese salad with the burrata cheese. We're actually gonna add a little bit of creamy avocado, some tangy red onion, and some warm fire roasted corn that you can do on the grill or in the oven, and it really kicks up salad up a notch, so stay tuned while we prepare that. Okay, so I'm gonna start by getting my corn rolling. So if you are doing some grilling, you can totally just do these on the grill. It gets that nice char. I'm not firing up my grill today, so I'm gonna do them in the oven. So I've got some corn here. White or yellow is fine. You wanna shuck it, so pull all of the husk off, and we're gonna cut it off the cob onto a lined baking sheet and bake it for 425 for about 15 minutes until it's nice and charred. So I've got my corn, it's shucked. I like to just cut it directly onto my baking pan. And again, you can totally do this on the grill and then cut it off after it's grilled. So however you like to get your corn nice and roasty. Your hair is off too, because you don't want to eat these. All of this is local produce I got at El Rancho or the Finley Farm Stand and the Roblar Farm Stand. So I try to use as much fresh and local produce that's available to us, and we're lucky to have that here in the valley. And I actually cheated and bought the corn that's already partially husked, so it's less messy, which is kind of one of my favorite hacks because I hate spending forever shucking corn. So I've got my corn cut off the cob, a little bit of olive oil, a little salt and pep. I'm gonna pop this into a 425-degree oven for about 15 minutes. I'm probably gonna crank it up to broil to get a little bit of that char on it that you don't get from the roasting versus like what you would get on the grill. So we're gonna pop this in and we'll stay tuned. Okay, while our corn is baking, we're gonna prep our beautiful caprese salad. So this is a little different than your standard classic tomato basil mozzarella. We're using burrata today. We're gonna use some really beautiful different colored tomatoes, some avocado, and some red onion to add some creaminess and some crunchy and some depth. So this is a really awesome side that you could bring to a barbecue. It's low carb, it's super flavorful, a lot of fresh ingredients. This is a crowd pleaser and kids will love it too. All right, I'm gonna start with my tomatoes. So when you're cutting tomatoes, just if you don't already know this, cutting with a serrated knife will make your life so much easier for tomatoes. It just cuts them better, cleaner, less mess. Give these a little rinse. Okay. So I'm gonna cut them into thin, medium thin slices. Many different types of tomatoes. My favorite are heirlooms, which is what these little guys are. We're a little early in the season in May for these, so these are Romas. But in a good tomato, I really want something that's like firmer. You don't want a squishy tomato. No. You want a nice firm skin, a good red, nice brown color, and something that's juicy but doesn't squirt when you cut it. So this is 3 Roma tomatoes and 2 small yellow tomatoes. Guys, we are going to make some avocado fans. So shout out to my dad, Papa Mike Swisher, for teaching me how to do this the pretty way. I'm gonna show you and it'll really elevate your avocado experience. Okay, so I've got a whole avocado here. I'm gonna cut it in half. Around the pit. Okay, half and half. A little bite for later. I'm gonna take my pit, just twist, pop the pit out. Don't ever let this go down the sink. Okay, so the best way to peel an avocado is to just cut a little bit off the end here, and then just take your peel. Run your finger across the edges, and you'll get a pretty nice whole avocado half. Do the same thing with this side. So depending on how much avocado you like, you could probably get away with using half for a smaller serving like this. I'm gonna cut and kind of just eyeball to see how much I wanna use, okay? And then I'm gonna take my piece here, turn it on its side. I'm gonna make some little cuts, but leave a little bit here on the edge. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at that beautiful little fan. I'm gonna make a little fan right there. We're gonna back to our avocado fan. Okay, so I'm gonna take this side. This one has a little crack in it, so I don't like the way that looks. So I'm gonna make a little baby fan over here. Do a little bite. Okay. I'm gonna fan the avocados around the platter. There we go. Okay, so we've got our avocado here. I'm gonna do a little kosher salt. Some more pepper. And I'm gonna check on my corn. Look at the corn. So this has been in a 425-degree oven for about 15 minutes. So let's give it a little taste. Tender, it's definitely cooked. I want that color. So I'm gonna hit broil. Okay, keep your eyes on the oven when anything is on broil. I promise you, I have blackened so many things far beyond wanting them to be. I've learned my lesson. So I'm gonna stick by the oven and kind of keep an eye on this while it broils, and we're gonna watch this kind of go from being cooked tender to getting a little bit of crispy char, and it's gonna make our salad look beautiful. It's 15 minutes on 425 and about 2 to 3 minutes on broil. And look at that beautiful golden char we've got. I'm gonna leave that on 400 with our corn. So this is what you would get, but from grilling it, this is what you should do when you're roasting it. So I pulled my corn out. It's cooling. I don't want it to cool too much because the beauty of the salad is that you've got this chilled tomato goodness, and you're gonna put the cool burrata cheese on it, and then you're gonna put some nice warm corn on top. So the warmness of the corn with the creamy, cool, chilled salad is like the ultimate summer refreshing but fire roasty goodness. Got my trusty mandolin here. So I'm gonna put it on course on level 1. I just want a very close shave. Cut the end off here. Okay. Just a little, this is half a peeled onion. I don't want to make this overly oniony, so just a little bit. I'm gonna sprinkle this over. Look at all these pretty colors. It's like a rainbow salad. This would also be really fun to do if you're doing like a Pride Week barbecue. This is a perfect rainbow dish. Okay, little bit of our shaved onion here. And now I'm gonna add the burrata. Di Stefano burrata is the best burrata of all burratas. I don't care who you are, this is the best. Look how gorgeous that is. So I'm gonna use a whole thing of burrata. This is an 8-ounce package. Okay, so you wanna kind of delicately break this up over the salad. So all the tomatoes are covered in this amazing cheese. And again, if you're not a cheese person, just do the avocado and you're good, and pour the hot corn on it. It's just as yummy. Okay, so look at that. Yum-ski. I'm going to drizzle some more olive oil over the top. I love pepper on my burrata. A little bit of salt. And then I'm gonna top with some basil. Okay, so when I'm doing basil garnish, I love to take like a little pear like that. And then I'm going to do what's called a chiffonade of basil. This is a really fun way to chop your basil. So take the leaves. Depending on how much basil you like, you can adjust it to your I would say this is about 3 tablespoons. Okay, so take your basil leaves. This has already been washed. Okay, so we're gonna make a little stack, and then you're gonna roll it like a sushi hand roll and then chop it, and that creates a chiffonade. So we're gonna do 2 rounds. Okay, so I make a little stack of my leaves from like big to small, roll it up, take my knife, and I'm gonna slice thin little ribbons. My dad also taught me how to do this when I was like chiffonade. That was like the fanciest word I ever learned at that point. Okay, so let's rinse and repeat. Make a stack by size, make a little roll, and chiffonade. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little sprinkle before I add the corn, and then I'm gonna do a little bit more on top. So look at that, beautiful, it's already beautiful. Okay, now we're gonna add the corn. So I'm gonna take a scoop of this yummy, warm corn and drizzle it over. So you could probably, for 4 to 6 servings, like get away with using 2 ears of corn, honestly. And then you could just serve this on the side of the kiddos, have some extra. We're gonna top it like that. A little bit more. And voila, there you have it. We've got a beautiful fire roasted corn caprese. Look at that. Okay guys, let's give her a taste. I'm gonna do the Barbara Streisand perfect bite. Get a little element of everything. Avocado, onion, corn, tomato. Oh good. The hot corn kind of melts down that burrata, makes it even creamier. The avocado, the tomato, onion, super fresh, still got a little crunch. Ultimate summer favorite, great for any barbecue, great for any weeknight meal. Stay tuned, I hope you make this at home. Don't forget to hit subscribe.